Howdy, I'm Bob Terry, and welcome to another wonderful episode of The Adventures of Kit Carson, starring Bill Williams and Don Diamond. It's a fantastic, action-packed Western. It's 30 minutes long. It's in black and white, and I do apologize, some of the episodes, the film quality is a little rough. These are older television shows that just were not really preserved as they should have been, and we've aired here the best copies we can find. And we appreciate you coming by here, and I know you'll enjoy this show. It is action-packed. Get ready for The Adventures of Kit Carson, starring Bill Williams and Don Diamond, and it's all brought to you free by Wild West Toys, Toy Gun Town website. You can shop with us at www.toyguntown.com. Enjoy the show.
A drink, Toro. I'm gonna see the marshal.
Sí, que then I order El Toro too. Maybe he's thirsty. I find out. You thirsty, El Toro?
Sí, mucho.
El Toro's thirsty.
Then why don't you get him a drink?
I should wait on such a lazy fellow. Let him get his own water.
Hello, Marshal.
Glad to see you, Kit. It's been a long time. Sit down. I'll tell you what this is all about.
Thank you. It sounded kind of important from your telegram.
It is. Remember Blake Conover?
Oh, I should. He nearly put me away for good 5 years ago.
He's still on our books for that mail robbery. You feel like going after him again?
But he's in free territory, where the law has no jurisdiction.
Well, we have information that he's finally coming out. Any day now.
How'd you find out?
One of my men picked up an outlaw who'd been living there. He told us that Conover was all steamed up about something.
Can't understand it. What with all he's wanted for?
We feel reasonably sure this outlaw knew what he was talking about. So I figured you'd be the logical man to spot him.
If I can get close enough to him, I'm sure I can recognize him.
Well, how about it, Kit?
Well, my book is still open on him, and I'd like to close it.
So would the government. Here's a layout of the territory where he's holed up.
Well, if I know Conover, this is probably where he'll come out. The Rainbow Canyon.
How do you figure that?
Well, Conover won't be taking any chances on being spotted. The Rainbow Canyon's on the far end of the territory. It's also the most isolated exit he could use.
Maybe you're wrong, Kit.
Maybe. But if he comes out anyplace else, the marshal has his men posted.
The last time Senor Conover was very slippery. This time we give him a fine reception.
Toro, there's a rider.
You think maybe that's Conover?
I hope so. Let's cut down on the road ahead of him.
guess is you're Kit Carson.
That's right. Give yourself up, Conover.
You're bluffing, Carson. Another 10 yards and I'm in free territory.
It's funny, Kit, why he stopped.
You must want out pretty bad, Conover.
You're right. I do. Bad enough to make a deal.
What kind of a deal? And how do I know you'll keep your word?
I could cross back right this minute and you'd never see me again. Besides, my shots never came near you or your friend. Doesn't that mean something?
What are you going to do about it?
I've acted in good faith. Give me a chance. Put up your guns and let's talk.
All right. But keep your hands up.
I'll let you boys run me in, but there's something you gotta let me do first.
What's that?
I got a wife and 2 kids over in Deep Springs. One of the boys was killed last week, murdered in cold blood. Now they're trying to run my wife and the other boy off their ranch. I want to help them if I can. I know what you're thinking, but this is no trick. You see, my kids never knew about me.
What about the rest of the town? You were pretty famous, you know.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was wearing this patch, trying to keep from being recognized. My wife changed her name to Barker after I left and moved to Deep Springs.
Supposing you are telling the truth, how can you help him?
Because I know outlaws. I know how they operate. I can lay my hands on them quicker than the law can.
You've changed your colors, haven't you, Conover?
I've had a lot of time to think.
You'll have a longer time where we'll put you.
Carson, let me do this one thing. It can't make any difference to you, and I promise I won't try to get away.
But how do I know you're telling the truth?
Take me to Deep Springs and I'll prove it.
What do you think, Toro?
Maybe we go to Deep Springs and find out.
Get your horse.
Remember, in front of my kid, my name is Smith.
Be sure you remember.
What do you want?
Hello, Mary.
Blake,
We didn't mean to scare you.
what are you doing here? You promised you'd never come back.
I heard what happened to Billy.
A lot you care about that.
Is Dave home?
No. And I'm glad he isn't.
Don't worry, I ain't gonna tell him who I am. Can we come in for a minute?
It'll be all right, Mrs. Barker. I'm Kit Carson.
Kit Carson. You've certainly changed your company these days, Blake. I guess you can come in.
But why would anyone want to drive you and your son from the ranch? What do they want?
I don't know. But they've practically ruined us. They burned the crops in the barn and tore down the fences just when everything was going fine. And then they killed my Billy. I don't know what we'll do.
Well, I'll take care of them, whoever they are.
I appreciate what you're trying to do, but it's too late to help now.
I know. Maybe we can do something.
Sure we can.
The food is cooking fine. Senora, never have you tasted such food as El Toro prepares. It will do much to cheer your heart.
He's right, Mrs. Barker. Toro has 2 loves, cooking and senoritas.
Oh, now, Kit, you mustn't tell such fibs on El Toro.
All right, so you don't like the senoritas.
See, I hate them. You'll please forgive those big lies from my mouth.
If you'd only had good friends like this before, Blake, maybe
Let's
everything...
get started, Toro.
But the food's just coming up.
Later, Toro.
I told you guys to stay off this property. Now get out of here. Shut up, I'll bat you in the mouth.
That sounds like Dave. It is Dave. He's fighting.
Stay here.
My name is Kit Carson. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm Dave Barker.
Glad to know you. What's the trouble?
I told him to stay off this property. I guess they didn't think I meant it.
Let's go inside. Your mother's worried about you.
Dave, what happened?
It's all right, Mom. Just some of that riffraff from town trespassing. I told him to stay off the property.
It's been like this for a month. Dave, these men
I'm
are...
doing a little investigating. This is El Toro, and this...
My name is Smith. Glad to know you, son.
Hi, Mr. Smith. Investigating what?
Oh, the trouble you've been having here.
It's pretty simple. Somebody's trying to break us.
Who?
I don't know. We were doing fine up to the time Billy got killed. Practically had the ranch paid off. Then everything started to happen.
I told them, Dave.
Well, I think someone's back of all this. Mr. Taggart thinks it's someone at the bank.
Mr. Taggart?
Just about the only friend we've got left in town.
A lot of people around here have had to get rid of their ranches. It looks funny to me. They're sold at auction and always for cash on the line.
Does the same man buy the ranches?
No. No, but I think the whole thing is more than accidental.
How long can you hold out?
The way it is now, the ranch isn't bringing in a nickel. We'll be lucky to last much longer.
Who's in charge of the auctions?
Mr. Tompkins at the bank.
I'll ride into town and have a talk with him. Smith, Toro? Oh, by the way, is there a telegraph office in town?
Yeah, right next to the bank.
Good. You did all right in there.
Maybe you believe me now.
I'm beginning to. Just the same, keep an eye on him while I'm in town, Toro.
See.
In case you get any ideas. El Toro is not half as sleepy as he looks. Claim Munga mean anything to you?
It ought to. He's one of the best gunfighters in the country.
Well, I just saw him in town.
Munger's working around here?
I think so, and he's probably got some connection with what's going on around here. Depend upon Munga being in on some kind of a shady deal.
That's right.
Well, we better look him up, but not in town.
That may not be so easy.
Well, I've got an idea. Dave, do you know some out-of-the-way spot, a shack or something like that?
Yeah, there's an old deserted barn in back of Johnson's ranch. You take the back road for about a mile.
I'll look at it. Toro?
Hey, what about me?
You stay here with your mother, just in case. Start on this side of the street.
See. I'll wait here.
Morning. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for Clay Munga. You know him, perhaps?
Clay Munga? No, I don't think so. Is he a friend of yours?
Oh, a friend of a friend. I have a message for him.
Well, I'm sorry I can't help you.
It's too bad. I look everywhere for him, but I cannot find him. Gracias, senor.
away. Did you hear that?
Who is he?
I don't know. But you better find out.
Understand you were looking for me.
See, that's true, senor.
Drop the gun belt.
What do you want?
You Clay Munga?
Supposing I am.
I have a message for you from Blake Conover.
Conover? He's down in the free territory.
He's come out.
Then why isn't he here?
Because he's wanted, you know that. Can't afford to take a chance.
Where is he now?
Hiding in the barn back at the Johnson Ranch. He wants to talk to your boss.
My boss? What boss?
Yours. He's got an interesting proposition for him.
Then why don't you tell me about it?
Because we know how you operate. You're a hired gunman, always have been. Conover's deal is too big, he can't handle it alone. That's why he wants to talk to your boss.
Maybe he wouldn't be interested in it.
I'm sure he will. But he won't like it if you let this get by him.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Bueno. We'll expect you sometime today.
Haven't I seen you somewhere?
Maybe. Now get going.
What about my gun?
You'll get it back at the barn. So far, so good.
Blake Conover. I never thought he'd come out. He's not one to take that kind of a chance. He didn't say what he wanted, huh?
This fella says it's a big deal. Too much for him to handle alone, and Conover will only talk to the boss.
Well, that makes sense. Conover always did go after the big stuff, and I always liked the way he worked. Maybe he's onto something, Munga. Maybe I better go out and have a talk with him.
After we find out what it is, maybe we won't need him.
You catch on fast.
I sure wish I could remember where I seen this other fella before.
Never mind him. It's Conover I'm interested in.
Maybe you better give me one, too.
You must be getting soft, Munga, letting the man take your gun away from you.
Boss, I gotta talk to you.
What do you want, Fred?
Some fellow sent a telegram to Fort Badger yesterday.
So?
Well, it said confirm route through Deep Springs. I didn't think nothing about it. I got back the answer just now.
Well, what does it say?
Route through Deep Springs confirmed. Army Engineer Corps representative arriving Deep Springs next week. It's addressed to Kit Carson.
Kit Carson? That's the man that gave me the message from Conover.
Kit Carson, huh? Good work, Fred. This'll get you a bonus.
Thanks, boss. Just thought you'd want to know.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we didn't walk into the trap.
Yeah. We didn't walk into it, but I think I know who will. Come in. David's pretty bitter about his brother's death. Suppose somebody put it into his head that Blake Conover was responsible.
Yeah, that'd cause a lot of trouble, wouldn't it?
That's right. You wait here. Oh, Dave!
Conover said his name was Smith.
Davey, I'm talking to you as a friend. Are you sure it was Kit Carson? Have you ever seen Carson before?
No.
Look, why would a man like Carson be traveling with an outlaw like Blake Conover?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. How do you know he killed my brother?
Well, I hear a lot of things in my shop. Things I don't generally talk about. But this morning I overheard 2 hired gunmen. One of them said he got it from the grapevine that Conover killed Billy.
Why didn't you tell the sheriff?
Well, I know Conover has a nice price on his head. You and your mother could use the money.
Thanks, Mr. Taggart. I'll take care of Conover.
Good luck, David, and be careful. He's a bad one.
No sign of him yet.
The strain is getting me. I haven't slept in days.
When El Toro gets back with the coffee, you'll feel better.
He could have suspected something.
Yeah, well, if they don't show up today, I'll go back into town tomorrow and...
You're not going anywhere.
What are you doing here?
So you're Blake Conover.
Who told you that?
Never mind. You killed my brother.
Are you crazy?
You're probably in back of all this trouble we've been having.
No, son, I didn't kill your brother.
I don't believe you. Now I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna shoot you down just like you shot Billy.
Wait a minute. There's something you've got to understand.
Look, Dave, before you commit murder, give us your evidence.
The only friend I've got in town told me all about it.
Didn't you mention his name before? Taggart?
Yeah.
He's our man.
I don't know what you mean by that. He's always been...
Maybe you like some coffee?
Give me that.
No, you listen to me. Your friend gave you a bum steer. He lied to you and at the same time gave himself away.
What do you mean?
We set a trap for him. But somewhere along the line, he got wise.
He's the man who's back of Billy's murder, son.
If you set a trap, what are we doing here? If it works, they'll be shooting. We're gonna make sure nobody gets out alive. Gil?
I think I'll have a talk with that friend of yours.
Dave, look out! Dave!
Keep firing, Toro. Going, Conover. Not good. I'm sorry. We'll get you out of here as fast as we can.
No.
Mr. Conover, I owe you my life. I guess I've been wrong about a couple of things.
Just take care of your mother, son.
He will.
They're getting away, kid.
Open that door. Come on up. Daggett's scheme was quite simple. He fixed it to control the land where the railroad was coming through, then hold up the railroad for a nice profit.
And your rancho was a key location.
With the money you'll get for the right-of-way through your property, you and Dave won't have a thing to worry about.
You know, I can't help thinking, if it wasn't for Mr. Conover, I wouldn't be here.
Well, maybe he was an outlaw, but down inside he must have been a good man.
I'm sure he was. Well, let's hit the trail, Toro.
Goodbye, and thank you both so much for all you've done for us.
That goes for me, too.
Bye, Dave. Bye, Mrs. Parker.
Goodbye.
Adios.
The Adventures of Kit Carson, starring Bill Williams and Don Diamond, and all brought to you free here on the internet by Wild West Toys, Toy Gun Town website. That's our shopping cart site. You can shop with us at www.toyguntown.com. We're the only manufacturers of American-made Western toy cap guns and have been for over a decade. Come by and see us. Have a great day, and we hope we'll see you again on Down the Trail. I'm Bob Terry, and we appreciate you.